everybody. Happy holidays. I have my Who Christmas tree shirt on. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah starts like on the 25th as well. But happy holidays, everybody. So I just have a couple of things to let you know. If you're interested, or if you're interested, in the beginning of probably either the 1st or 2nd of January, I'm going to be adding some appointments for readings for the 30-minute recorded readings where you send me your questions by email and then I send you a recording back. Those are going to be added through June. I'm already kind of through March right now, but I'll add a bunch of appointments. And that I wanted to let you know so that if you want to get on the wait list, you can. I let the wait list know first, and sometimes it doesn't make it out of the wait list. So I'm just letting you know that if you really want one, or you want one for someone else or something, you may want to join the wait list. So I'm just letting you know. So what you would do is just send me an email at intuitiview@gmail.com, and you would just put in the description reading waitlist or waitlist for reading or whatever. And I'll put you on the waitlist, and you'll get to know first. So you'll get to choose your date first. Okay. And I'm just letting you know so that, you don't say, I thought you were going to do readings. Is that you need to get on the wait list to be notified first. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes it doesn't even make it out of the wait list. So just FYI. The other thing I want to let you know is that our new Earth study group will be starting in February. That is 10 weeks long. We do 10 chapters. We go chapter by chapter. We have a little lesson and then a discussion. It's been great. The groups have been great. We have just had a blast, or at least I can only speak for myself. I've had a blast. I've learned so much. But all you need to do for that, if you want to be notified and included in that, send me again, there's a wait list, and they'll be notified first before anybody else. So just put New Earth. You can just put NE waitlist and send it to intuitiview@gmail.com. Just put that in you don't even have to put anything in the, no text. You can just put it in the description. But I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to do it that wants to. It's just an energy exchange kind of thing. So it's only $25 suggested donation. So if you can't do that, please don't hesitate to get on the wait list. It's okay. Some people pay a little more, some people pay a little less. That doesn't matter. It's just, like I said, it's just an energy exchange. It's mainly for people to just get through the next little while here. And it just gives you some good skills, and it's a lot of great tools. So that's that. So if you're interested in either one of those, just send me an email, okay? Getting on the wait list. All right, so let's go. So today I'm just on my own answering your questions. I see Gina, I see Marcy, I see John, have new. Welcome everybody. I see Craig and Gigi. So any spiritual questions that you have, I'm happy to answer. If I don't have the answer, I will hand it off to my guides and they will answer for us. And if it's a personal question, that's okay. It has to be spiritual in nature, and I will kind of broaden it out so that it kind of applies to everybody. So it may not end up being, as personal, but if you have something that you're wondering about or thinking about that is really on your mind and you want to know, please just put it in the chat. So, okay, so Ness, is there more manifestation energy around and available January 1st because everyone in the collective is manifesting goals for the new year? So, okay, so I'm going to pose that to, as soon as I saw the word energy, like I'm going to have to give that one to my guides. So one second, let me see what they have to say. They're like yes and no. So energy is our thoughts and action. Those kinds of things create energy. So yes, there's more there, but it's from us. It's not like the universe is giving us more energy. It's created by us. We are the manifestors. We're the ones manifesting, and so there is a lot more of that kind of. They're saying like movement energy, where things move kind of quickly. But they're also saying that it really depends on when you do this to really, really take the time to picture the end result or picture what you would like to see, kind of where it's almost like creating the story. So seeing where this is going. And they're saying because that's why a lot of these kind of drop and end by, January 10th. It's like it's over because people don't sustain that sort of concentration. It's a focus. It's a kind of focus or concentration. And they're saying that, people can have this focus for, a week and then it's dropped and then that's it. And that's a lot. They're saying this is what the trouble that people have with manifesting period is that they kind of like do it and forget it. And it doesn't mean you have to be on top of it every day, all the time, but it's almost like almost like renewing a subscription. It's like you kind of have to remind the universe, I'm still on this, I'm still going this direction, because it's a co-creation, right? It's a co-creating. So if you drop it, they're not just going to keep doing it. As soon as you have expressed the desire to have an experience of something, they're on it with you. But if you drop it, they can continue for a little bit, but they're not going to continue by themselves, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I hope that answered that question. Thank you, Ness. Oh, and everybody's baking. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Come on, Musk. Do something good with your life. Give us flying cars and smell-o-vision, for goodness sake. You got to be around. Make yourself useful. Ooh, and Gina has sugar cookies in the oven. Yum. Yummy, yummy. That sounds delish. Okay, and I'm still going through the greetings. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh, Lynn, you'll do the study group. Yeah, just send send me your wait list. Just say wait list, and you can just put NE, New Earth, or New Earth study group, whatever. I'm glad Gina finds the group helpful. I look forward to it. I really have enjoyed it here. People are very insightful and interesting, a lot of fun stories and people having breakthroughs, and it's just fantastic. Ooh, could be a tough one for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to almost use my guides as kind of a go-between. I've had a message from Jesus before, and they're very powerful. Like that energy lasts and lasts and lasts. It's not like and it took me a while to get it like personally, Jesus to me. Had I known, I would have like meditated up to this point, but I'm going to ask my guides for a message. So they're from Jesus. So they're kind of they're standing. It's like they're standing between. They're kind of the stand between. They're saying to come together, love each other, but also it's like hold each other in in thoughts and in I don't say movement, but I don't think that's right. Thoughts and maybe actions, thoughts and actions. Um, and I feel like this is creating they're almost showing like a protective almost energy around us. So I think what he's saying is when we all come together and uh, show love to each other and action, that love is also followed with action, actively, either telling we love each other or helping each other, those kinds of things. It creates almost like a protective barrier. It's like a shield. And so it's interesting because it reminds me of something that we had talked about before about kind of being in the mode and in the mindset to help anybody that is in kind of a vulnerable community, to help each other and to be there for people. And if we all do that with the people around us, checking on them, making sure they're okay, I feel like he's saying that not only does that just work as this, it helps a society work well, but it also actually does something to the energy in creating protection, a different kind of protection, because they're showing it like a shield, almost like they're showing it like an energy, like a band around this. And so I feel like he's kind of letting us know something that maybe we didn't realize, that it not only brings in, love and light and good feelings and love and light and connection and all that stuff, but it also brings in protection. There is something about it that makes us protected. And so I feel like for what we're going to be going into, that's important. It's telling us something that we need to know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Kevin, medium. Rhonda, Jean. Okay. What can we do to connect with loved ones while we are sleeping? I asked my angel to take me to heaven at night. Thanks. That's a good idea. I'm going to ask my guides about this one. They're showing, they're showing like going to sleep and then waking up in the middle of the night and then going back to sleep. So I think there's something, in fact, that's kind of weird because I think there's a technique for like lucid dreaming where you do that. And I feel like there's something around this. You know how a lot of people that are just sensitive, but a lot of readers have been kind of waking up in the middle of the night. And maybe people here too, you wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Yeah, getting like chills. It's like, yes, say it. That what is happening is it's an opening. I mean, among other things, but it's an opening to get messages. It's an opening to go back to sleep and get messages, or go back to sleep and connect in some profound way, or to get a visitation dream. But there's a lucid dreaming like technique that you set the alarm at like 2 or 3 in the morning it's probably after a set time, but it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, you wake up and then you go back to sleep. And they're also saying intention, set the intention strongly. And there's also, okay, got it. They're saying a couple of things. It's almost like a download. They're saying a few things that set the intention. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to have happen. And also realize that you don't have to, some things you're kind of protected. And there's a kind of a readiness that needs to happen, or you need to be kind of prepped or something. And I'm thinking about like out of body experiences, things like that, or an NDE or something. There's more that goes into it. With dreaming and lucid dreaming and having these like visitations and things, they're saying that this is an at will kind of thing. This is not something you need to like get permission for. You need to personally set the intention. This is what I'm going to do, and I need help doing this. So it's almost like it's your thing, and you're calling people to help you. So they're making me feel like there's not a hierarchy you have to appeal to or something. You just have to set the intention yourself. This is what I'm doing. This is what I plan to do. Please help me do this. They're also saying for people that if they use like medication, it's less likely to happen because you're messing with the sleep cycles, and it's very connected to a certain part. They're going like this, like a certain section of your sleep cycle. I don't even know the names, Delta and whatever, Melta, Wilta, whatever the sleep cycles are, but it's like in a sleep cycle period that it's like available to you. It's like a window. And when you take medications or you are sick, even they're saying, overtired, that you're lessening the chances of it happening because it's in a specific place. And when the places are kind of messed up or messed with, you're sleeping too hard, those kinds of things, it can make it less likely. And so they're saying to be consistent and have like a consistent like sleep pattern, so that it's like, this is the pattern and you're kind of, this is my intention. And then you just kind of, it just rolls right into happening. So, okay. I hope that helps you, Gina. Okay, this is kind of politics thing. We don't do politics today. But I just wanted to let you know, Patricia, that I believe I'm going to have my 2025 predictions out either today, like later today, or in the morning. So within the next like 24, 48 hours, but I'm going to be talking about this. Okay. This is the only reason I'm saying this, but I just wanted to single you out so you knew that I'm not ignoring you. I don't want to ignore you. So yeah, but that is coming, and I do talk about that in those predictions. Okay. It's been a struggle this year to do predictions. Not because the information is not coming in or it's not there, but every time I sit down to do them, I felt like, wait. So I felt like I'm kind of in limbo. I finally got the go ahead and do them. So I'm going to do them either tonight or in the morning, depending on what is going on today. Okay. Megan, what do my guides see for the upcoming next year? So let's just do kind of an energy read, maybe for like for January for all of us. Let's just say for the collective, okay? Okay, so we talked about earlier about doing your New Year's resolutions and how that brings in a certain energy. And they're talking about like January specifically, and talking about that it is a very good time to focus in on what you would like to have happen for the year. But what they're saying is that there are a lot of people in our collective right now, and it's because of lots of shared angst and worry around the world. In the United States, it's kind of a collective kind of holding your breath feeling, that a lot of people are wanting the same thing, because they're even showing like people asking for like divine intervention, miracles, things like that. So they're saying this kind of collective wanting or collective wishing, it has an impact. It can change things. It can make things, it can push things forward in a timeline so that it happens sooner. It can do certain things. It can't do certain things, and it can do certain things. But they're saying one of the things it can do is move stuff up quicker. It can also change sort of they're saying like the drama around which something unfolds, because it may happen more suddenly or more out of the blue, but it's because people are calling it forward or calling it in. So they're saying that that January to March may look a little weird. It may be a little bit like, oh my gosh, this happened, in positive and in not so positive ways. Just like, this happened. Oh no, now this happened. Oh wait, but this happened. It's almost like this. We're on this like, it's like a ride, but it's filled with kind of shock and awe, surprise, constant like, and it doesn't feel like chaos. It feels more like just movement, things moving more quickly. But they're saying it's partly because people are so focused in on what they want. And it's a lot of people. It's not just, and also they're also saying though that there is this large kind of fear thing happening as well. And they're like, if you can wish or push forward or manifest without that fear, that's would be great, because the fear kind of, it can derail things. It can push things off or kind of derail them in a way. Because fear tells them that there's something there that we're not quite ready. It's almost like it's like we're putting up a stop sign or putting up a wait sign. So make sure that we're not in fear when we're going into this. I would like to see this. I hope this happens. I hope this happens. But they're pushing more into the idea that we create our reality, right? And we create our reality as a collective. And that a lot of people are wanting the same thing right now. A positive thing right now, a few positive things right now. So people are wanting the wars to end, for example. There's a lot of focus, and they're saying this has also been, I don't know why they just said that, but there's this, the way that we understand news now and how we get stories from all over the world, it's kind of changed the way that energy moves or energy is used, because there are so many people involved in kind of this process of, oh, I wish this would happen, or, oh, I can't wait for this to end, or I can't. And that it does something. It's not just thoughts and words. It's energy. It's creating the start of something. It's like the beginning of manifestation. And the fact that everybody knows about these things, everybody knows about the wars, everybody is irritated with Putin or whatever, like all these things, it makes a difference. And it can change the way, how quickly things happen, and it can change the trajectory of things. So I don't even know if I answered your question, but I have to just kind of go with where they want to go, Megan. Sorry. Um, but so I feel like for the collective, there's going to be a lot happening very quickly, but we're kind of doing it ourselves. We're wanting to like get this over with, get this done, get this other thing going, go, move over here now, move over here now, stop this war, stop this guy. It's almost like everybody is so anxious for all this stuff to happen that we're moving it very quickly, but it's going to be kind of a little bit of a wild ride. And it feels like it's kind of January to spring. It just feels like, whoa, what's happening? What's happening? So yeah. And like not just negative crazy stuff. It's not that. It feels like positive movement. Okay, and you know what, Snuff? There's a reason. Let's see. For a health scare. Okay, so is there a reason I've been given this new health scare I told you about? I got the scary news right after feeling much better for about a week, the longest in years. Thank you. Okay, so let's find out. So they're saying that one of your challenges, but this goes to a lot of people's challenges. It's not just, you could even say it's almost mankind's challenges we talked about in our study group, but one of your challenges is worry. And not only worry, but attaching like negative outcome to worry. I'm worried about this and I'm going to the worst case scenario that could happen, or I'm going to the worst thing that could happen. And they're saying that to, I would say, stop seeing, but I think this is good for people to hear, to stop seeing things that happen as personal, that everything's personal, that this happened, the universe is doing this to me. Why is this being done to me? This is not fair. Why is this happening to me? That we step into this. That's funny. They're showing almost like the man, like when the astronaut stepped on the moon. It's like we stepped into this atmosphere, being well aware of what we were kind of putting ourselves in. We were stepping into a life that we kind of, they're showing almost like a architect's, like a blueprints. It's like we formed this blueprint, or we formed this thing. And so we stepped in knowing all this, right? One of the things we know is how things work here, right? That there's free will, that fear is a huge factor, that we were going to be kind of coming in contact with very low level energies that we're not used to in the spirit realm. All of this is known, right? Everything's known. We come in anyway because we want to have an experience. We want to have this experience. And they're saying to you, but I feel like could be to the general population as things unfold, and it feels like this is happening to me. It's part of it is it's just life. It's kind of like things just happen here, and they happen in a surprising way. And it's not so much the thing, right? It's how we meet it. That's the thing. That's the kind of the hope we all come in with, is that we can meet each challenge with love, meaning with not any fear, with knowing, okay, the universe has me. I know that. I know the universe has my back. It's just the way it is here. We all have help. We're not here just, we can feel very alone, but we're not. And so the challenge, the spiritual challenge, is that when we're hit with something or knocked with something, that we almost train ourselves to immediately know, I'm not alone in this. I have help. And so now I need to move into whatever your toolbox is, your spiritual toolbox, right? I need to move into meditation. I need to move into prayer. I need to move into manifestation or manifesting. I need to move into my intention. I need to move into trusting my guides and know that they know what's going on here, and I need to trust this process. I also need to connect in with my higher self, my being, right? To know, to give myself a little more information here. What is happening here? But the point is not what the thing is, because it's going to be big stuff and little stuff. All of us, big stuff and little stuff, big stuff and little stuff. And it's meeting each challenge with love, meaning not loving it and thinking it's great, but without fear, right? With this kind of knowing that I'm okay. That's why I have asked before, and it's a hard question to ask, and it's a hard one to face. Are you afraid of death? Because if you are not afraid of death, and you know there is no death, none of us die, if you know that and you internalize that, you're free. You really are free. And something about, and this, your healthcare, this is not nothing to do with your healthcare. This is just where the trail I feel like is going. When the only reason death is there is so that we can go home again, right? This is the only atmosphere. This is the only plane, or the only dimension, planet, whatever you want to say, the only one that you have to be born to get into it and then die to get out, right? Die in some form, not even, because you have people having out-of-body experiences and having NDEs when their body is not completely dead. Usually you can leave before, so there's as soon as your body is shut down enough or closed down enough, you can go. You go and you go home. And that's it. That's what that is. And if you're not afraid of that, and if you realize that's all that's happening, if that's the worst, that literally is the worst case scenario on earth is death, that you're just going home. And I've been told in readings over and over and over again that death is easy. It's living, it's being here that's hard. Death is super easy. And one man said it was like I blinked my eyes and I was on the other side. I felt like it was just like literally in the blink of an eye. And he had been trying so hard to stay alive because he was so afraid. But it was like in the blink of an eye, I was there. And then there's my mom, and there's my dad, and there's everybody, and they're all there to greet me. And that was it. And I was there. So it is this monster in the closet, right? It's there, right? It's hovering. But if you can look at it and face your own worries or fears about it and get rid of it, and then not be afraid, you live differently. You take things differently. You realize that this is a challenge to be overcome, and I need to do the best I can with it. That's the point of all of this, by the way, is having experiences we create, and also experiences that we put in place, and to meet them all in doing the best that we can in the best way possible with love rather than fear. And that's it. That's the game. And how do you meet something like a health scare with love? It's knowing you're loved, knowing the universe has you, your guides have you. Whether you have to go through, a period of whatever, have a surgery or have a period where you're on medication or whatever, that your guides are with you. They're there with you, and you're just having an experience. And sometimes it's just an experience we're having here. Sometimes we put it in place to kind of give ourselves some tough things to do while we're here so that we can really, be proud of ourselves when we're done and be like, yay, I did it. And it's all to learn lessons, to evolve, to grow. And then you've got also, they showed us before, all the other spirits watching and learning from us, learning from what we're doing and how we're doing this. And so, yeah, staying in that space of, I know the universe has me. I know they've got me. I know they've got me. And I'm not afraid. At the end of the day, there is that's the big scary thing at the end. And it's not scary at all. It's just going home. And the reason I'm not saying that, and it is not because that's what's coming, I'm saying because that's the ultimate big thing. And if you're not scared of that, then all of these things that come along as challenges along the way, you won't be scared of those. You'll know that the universe has me. It's all okay. I'm good. I'm linked in. I'm connected. This is just my physical body, and I need to take care of some stuff to keep it running. That's it. It's our car while we're here. It's our car. You got to keep it tuned up and running. And sometimes it breaks down and you got to fix it and replace stuff. And it literally is, the car. So, but yeah, so try. So the beginning part was though, try not to worry, right? Try not to move into worry. Use what you've learned, right? What you've learned, the techniques, open your spiritual toolbox and start having those moments of quiet and stillness. Ask your guides to be with you, around you, to help you to not be afraid, to put peace over you, calm over you. I mean, yeah, they're there to help us. Okay. Donald Ellen. December is hard for me because some of my adult children have chosen not to be part of our family anymore. Can you speak to this trend? Thanks so much. Sure. Okay, so they're saying that, I was fast. They're saying that part of the trend here is people not wanting to feel bad feelings. The trend is more, I should always be happy, right? And what's happening is that people don't want to work through hard feelings. They just don't want to feel it. And the problem is that you can do that for a while. Like you can push away certain feelings for a while, or hard things for a while, but they always come back up in some other form because it's something you need to look at. It's something you need to pay attention to. But they're saying the trend, you're asking about the trend, and they're saying the trend is about not wanting to feel bad feelings. I should be happy all the time. Look at the people on TikTok. They're always happy. Look at the people on Facebook. They're always happy. It's this unrealistic expectation that I should always feel good. And that's not the case at all. And not only that, but when you feel bad or you have challenges or you feel down, it works out your kind of coping and even like spiritual muscles. And what's going to happen is that a lot of people that of maybe a certain generation or just a certain type of person, they don't want to feel bad feelings. And so they will come, they're saying that when they keep doing this, they keep pushing things off, they may have a really hard break at some point, or a really hard midlife crisis, or really, things will be, those kinds of crisis points will be amplified. But for the people on the receiving end, like for you on the receiving end, stay open, try to see this not as so personal, because it really is more to do with them. It's more to do with, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want, Aunt Mary to say this or Uncle Joe to say this. So I'm just not going to go to Thanksgiving. I'm not going to go to Christmas. I want to feel happy. I want to feel good. I want to feel good all the time. And so there is that desire, and it's more on them. It's more, and it's also more to do with, again, with fear. I don't want to feel guilty. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel, whatever certain way, because they're bringing up a whole bunch of things that could be, why people don't want to be around other family. It could be that everybody's doing great and I'm not doing so well this year. So I don't want to do that, because it's going to remind me of that. And I don't want to feel bad. I want to feel good. So I'm going to hang out with my other friends who are having a similar life situation that I am right now. Right. It can be anything, but they're saying it's to avoid negative feelings. It's to avoid feeling bad, feeling not happy. It creates a shallowness too. They're saying it can create like a shallowness, a lack of depth that may be missing in some people. It can create that, but usually it will create a kind of larger crisis point where there's a kind of a dark night of the soul, or a come to Jesus moment, where you're kind of like, everything kind of culminates and you're having to deal with it anyway. You can only push things off. You can't really just not deal with stuff. It comes back in other forms, like I said. And so give them grace and space, and try not to take it personally, even though it feels very personal when they're saying, I'm not coming to your Christmas or your Thanksgiving, but try to know that it's something within them. Something is going on with them. And they're saying the trend is about this. It's about wanting to feel good all the time. I shouldn't feel bad. I should never feel bad. Or guilty or sorry or whatever. I shouldn't feel those things. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Okay, when spiritual people say, be grateful for what you have, but yet personally you are, you wouldn't, I think, want anything less than what you have. This confuses me. Is it wrong to want more out of life? No, of course not. No. And it's part of it is that being grateful, the best way I've heard it put is that when you are grateful, you kind of open the door for more. And so if you are trying to manifest, or you're trying to, being grateful for what you already have is just a way of bringing in an energy of satisfaction rather than lack, is what it is. That's what they just told me. I don't know that, but that's what they're saying. Bring kind of a satisfaction and wholeness rather than lack. And you don't want that lack. You don't want to feel like that. So being grateful for what you have is just kind of like, I'm sustained and I'm good, and I'm opening the door for more. And now when that comes in, I'll appreciate that too. Think about, or I like to think of the analogy of the ungrateful child. When you give a child a present or a gift and they're not grateful for it, they don't say thank you, they break it, they don't take care of it. You don't want to give that kid a present. You're kind of like, what can I give them that they're not going to destroy? Or what can I, and the gratitude is not there. It can be like, what am I even doing this for? Part of the fun is seeing them light up and be like, oh my gosh, and that's part of the giving joy, is seeing the person happy, right? And if they're miserable and not happy and they don't care and they're not grateful, you don't tend to want to give them more gifts. It's a simplistic example, but it is like that. The more grateful you are, and the happier you are, and the more content you are and satisfied, the more that you tend to open the door for more things to come in. And a lot of it does have to do with creating an energy of acceptance rather than lack, right? So I hope that answers that. So yeah. Leslie Ray, would Spirit like us to find ways to meditate and pray as groups to blunt the effects of the coming natural disasters? Will it work like it did with Milton? Yes. Well, and they're also saying, as a group's asking like the question, like, what can we do for the earth? Things like that. Like, what can we do for Mother Earth? But definitely prayer, meditation, a visualization, things like that. It does have a positive effect. They're talking, oh no, I'm going to get lost. They're talking about the difference between like energetic, like shifting, and also the physicality of everything. So, because there's something physical going on with Gaia, with Mother Earth, with the Earth right now, that it's sort of, it's always striving for balance, right? We see that in nature all the time. It's always striving for balance. And there's this kind of like a cleansing going on, and at the same time bringing in stuff that it needs. There's a balance happening right now, and the earth is trying so hard to balance itself and get back to kind of a less volatile kind of, just a very they're showing it as kind of just like a rhythmic place. Right now, it's kind of all over the place because it's been wrecked, or rocked in a lot of ways. So, but it's striving for that balance, and so perhaps to trying to assist energetically in helping with that balance, getting that balance back, because I feel like there's some. We're calling them the natural disasters, right? But it's natural things happening that Mother Earth feels like it kind of needs to do to shake things off, or to get things going again, or to get things growing again, or to whatever. I mean, we have fires here all the time. We have, so to a degree, yes, you can minimize or help to minimize things, but more so it's kind of this overall balance trying to happen, and assisting in that. And I'll also, like I started out by saying, like, how can we assist Mother Earth? Because you may get very specific things, grow a garden, or start a community garden, or things that will really like help to actually change the physical energy of the place. And even they're showing things like composting and stuff. So there's stuff that people can do that kind of, it moves into that physicalness of the earth, because the earth is physical, right? And there is like this energetic stuff, especially under the ground. They're showing like under the ground, all this energy going on. And so definitely that can be affected by prayer and meditation, right? But there are certain things that it's like they're just happening because Mother Earth is trying to, it's like, I'm trying to settle things here and I got to do this and I got to do that. And more so it's kind of also cluing into or meditating to find out what should we be doing, and also what should we do? Where should we move to? Where should we go? How can we help the people? that may be affected by this, or things like that. So it's kind of moving into that area as well. So I hope that answered that question. I know it's a little bit all over because I kind of just have to follow what I'm getting and hope that it makes sense. Anne Hart, 65-year-old alcoholic sister is in rehab again. Can she break this cycle alive? Okay, so I'm going to ask about like I said, I kind of move it to a collective question. I feel like she's tired. I feel like she's really tired. Your sister, by the way, I just feel like she's like, I'm not say she's giving up, but I feel like she's exhausted by this. So I feel like if she can move into a sober existence that can bring her to some contentment that she's okay with, that she can get there, she'll be okay. She'll move through this, but I do feel like she's tired. But there's a door open for her to make it through this for sure. But as far as they're saying, and that you're giving me like that rush of chills, like I'm about to say, because it's like, this needs to be said, say this. There is an untapped, massive problem with drugs and alcohol. And I know that we know that, like, we have a lot of drug users, we have a lot of alcohol drinkers, but they're talking about people who are doing it almost like functioning alcoholic, functioning drug addict. They're doing it in their everyday life. And I feel like this started, there was like this ramping up in the pandemic. And some people just found like, this is easier. And this is a coping mechanism. I like this feeling. Part of it too is they're saying that a lot of sensitive people have felt that the earth is harder now. It has edges now. Whereas before, maybe growing up or even, 20 years ago, it felt softer. There was something softer about it. It feels rough and hard now. And it's partly these people that are in our face nonstop that are mean, that are cruel, that are just say mean stuff and do mean stuff, and they're good with it, and acting like it's normal and acting like it's okay. And it's very gaslighty. It's very confusing. But these people that are very sensitive have kind of picked up these things as, I'll just do this because I can't take, I need a buffer is what it feels like. I need like a buffer from this hard, sharp world. And what one thing that comes through, that has come through in my own spiritual, whatever you want to call it, evolution or spiritual, story, but also come from guides, is that when you move into a spiritual practice in a regular way, where it's part of your life, and then you build up a toolbox you can move into, that you pull out this tool or this book or this thing, and that can also be a buffer. It can, like I said, the world is softer. And it's almost like they have found this thing and this is working for them. So they're just sticking with that. And there's also a feeling of nobody cares. That just came in, that nobody cares. And I'm not saying this about your sister Anne necessarily, because clearly you care, but there's a feeling like the nobody cares about me, or nobody really cares about me. This culture of cruelty is getting to people. Because this is not the way we're meant to treat each other. It's not the way we roll in the spirit realm. So there is a deep, deep part of us, our being, our larger I, our higher self, that knows this is not the way it's supposed to be. This is not the way it's supposed to be. In a kind of an eternal way, right? We know that the world is harsh and there's lots of things here that are lower level energies, but there's been an uptick that has made people very, very uncomfortable and also kind of fearful, afraid in a different way, sad, a lot of, and this has hit women very hard. So a lot of women are succumbing to this because it hurts. It hurts. It's hurtful. Right. And I feel like there will be, it all feels like all of this is culminating into a big crash. Right. But right now we're still kind of in the thick of it in a lot of ways. And we will get out of it because that's the deal here. It ebbs and flows, right? Nothing positive stays, but nothing negative stays, right? It all moves on, or but we've been in this for a while, and people are starting to succumb to despair and wanting to escape. And so this is an issue that we're going to be contending with. And it's one of this cruel culture, I'll just say cruelty culture. It's one of the side effects of it, that people that can't handle it want to get out. They don't want this. They don't want to feel this. It hurts. And we were talking about the other end of the spectrum, where it's like, I want to just feel happy all the time. It's not that. It's more, I just don't want to feel everything all the time. And this stuff that's happening all around me that is just mean and cruel and awful, that I'm feeling, I want to escape it. I need a buffer, right? So we're going to work through all of these things. It's like we need a giant counseling session for the whole country, right? Or for the world. We need this giant, thing, that kind of helps us work through all of this. Because even when we go through something like January 6th, we've got half the people denying it ever happened, like denying people's feelings or people's fear and stuff. And it's not okay. It's not normal either. It's not normal. People don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to work through that. And yet we feel like we're just on this treadmill, right? We're just like barely treading water. And now here this election comes and we're just like, what the F is going on? So yeah, it's stuff we're going to have to contend with and work through. But that's what they're saying, is that people are looking for an escape and a buffer from this very, very harsh reality right now. Okay, I'm going to end with this one. Is muscle testing a good way to get answers? And if so, would a tarot reader be wise to use this form of communication? I'm thinking about standing and moving forward or backwards for yes and no questions. Okay. Okay, so they're just saying it's a type of, it's actually what it is a type of a way to move into sort of a deeper meditative state or a deeper focus. And so, yeah, I mean, people can use that. They're saying that it might be good for some people that have a hard time moving into a meditative state or moving. It kind of gives them, you know how you use like the breath as like an anchor. It gives you something that kind of to move into, to be in a meditative state. It's kind of like that, but it's more so. And so, and like I said, I've never heard of this, but this is what they're saying, is that it's like a deeper focus or a deeper meditative pull. And so if you have a really hard time, focusing or meditating, or you need to move into like a meditative state or that kind of state very quickly, it's a good way to do that. That's what I got. Okay. All right, everybody. All right, guys. So everybody have a great holiday. It's a weird one this year. I don't know if you guys are feeling the melancholy in the air, right? There's a melancholy feel. And try to move above that, try to move into those more almost like celestial kind of feelings that you can get into when you meditate, when you stay in the contented, peaceful place, kind of moving into, just fun holiday stuff. Go look at lights, go, watch movies. I really, really feel, and I'll go into this when I do my 2025 predictions. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. This is our brush with a different style of government, but we're going to come through it okay. We're going to get back to our, maybe, but not normal, but better. I think we'll be better for all of this. And like I said, I felt like we would come together over a few different things that may be tried by this group. So I feel like it's ultimately going to pull us together rather than pull us apart. I am going to pull a card for us and this is my cards. If you guys like them or want them, you can go to my website and find them. But I am going to pull a card for us. Maybe I'll pull a couple. And they're power of intention cards. So they have a picture on the outside and then a prayer on the other side. And you use them kind of a little bit more like oracle cards, that kind of thing. But, they're just cards to, give some guidance. So I'm going to pull a couple and just see what I'd say. Okay. All right. So I have two here. Got to put on my glasses. And also, if you, like I said, the wait list, send me an email if you want to be on the wait list for readings, because I'm going to be adding dates soon. And yes, Merry Christmas, Sue. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you, guys. And the new Earth Study group is going to be starting in February. So I'm going to be letting people know on the wait list in January if you want to sign up. So, and you'll just get notification. Doesn't mean you're obligated to do anything. You're just getting notification first so that you can make the decision. A lot of times I don't make it out of the waitlist group. I have to be honest. So if you want to be on the waitlist, you want to be notified, send me an email. In the description, put New Earth Study Group or NE waitlist, reading waitlist. If you want to do both, just put both and waitlist, and I'll do both for you. Okay. So the first one I got, oh, interesting. Okay, so the first, just talking about this. So the first one, that's the picture on it, and it is balance. Oops, balance. Okay, and it says, today my prayer of intention is to seek balance. May I find balance in mind, body, and spirit. May I listen internally to my own instincts and be alert to my own needs in all areas of my life and all parts of my being. Okay, so that's balance, okay? And then the second one is, has a waterfall, that, and it is wonder. Today, my prayer of intention is to be in wonder of the world around me. It is to recognize and appreciate all that makes life beautiful and inspiring. Okay, so those are our orders, okay? Our marching orders, balance and wonder. And I think this is a perfect time for wonder, right? Listen to amazing music and choirs, and there's all kinds of, in fact, all the old Christmas specials are on on YouTube. I watched was it YouTube? Yeah, on YouTube. I watched the Amazon. Oh, thank you, Anita. That's so sweet. A super sticker. Thank you, Anita. The Andy Williams Christmas specials, the Judy Garland Christmas special, which is hilarious because the music is so weird that they choose, and the dances are so weird that they do. But there's also, all kinds of like old shows you can watch the Christmas specials of. Yeah, so just, have fun, enjoy yourself, escape, escape through the amazing mediums we have. Yeah, so all right, everybody, take care and have a great holiday. Enjoy your time. If you're alone, lean into that peace, calm feeling and do what you want to do, right? You want to spend Christmas in a bubble bath, you can do it. We're going to have a quiet one. We're going to stay home this year. So we're just the two of us. So, and our animals, pull your animals close too. I hope we're not the only ones that do stockings for our animals, right? Everybody does that. Or lots of people do that. Oh yeah, we just watched the Dean Martin Christmas special of 1968. Yeah, they're all there. A lot of them are before my time, but I enjoy like seeing the Osmonds when they were super tiny and stuff. It's really cute. All right. Yeah, exactly. Do what brings you joy, indeed, and peace and contentment, right? So, okay. All right, everyone, take care. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great one. Love you guys. And I will see you next week. We'll be doing the same thing. I'll just be me by myself. And let me know how you like the me by myself. If you like that better, if you like a guest once a month or every other week, or if you like guests more, let me know. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.